I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go from Michigan. Cody the Dominator Burke and Kirk Martle on the front row. Patrick Pieper, Ryan Philbrick on the second row. Chad Ragsdale, Jesse Gordon on the third row. John Nichols, Garrett Korn have the fourth row. Dylan Schreiner and Matthew Logan round out the top 10. David Farnan and Richie Joplin starting in 11th and 12th. Craig Stuka, new driver here tonight, in 13th. Ryan Caldwell in 14th. CJ Jeffries starts in 15th. Brandon Jennings in 16th. Kyle Reeder starts in 17th. Kenny Rayner in 18th. Joshua Rudolph and Tyler Thomas rounding out the top 20. Austin Ruskoff 21st. Scott Roney in 22nd. Brian Wiggins in 23rd. Troy Thomas starts in 24th. Joshua Nichols, 25th. Jeremy Queener in 26th. Nicholas Johnson in 27th. Matt Morris in 28th. Garrett Barber, 29th. Edmund Jones starts 30th. Malachi Martin, Richie Ragsdale, Lynn Marble, Harold Tucker, Alex Harper, and Scooter Black round out the field here tonight. Remember, keep an eye on Cody Kennedy in the 63 car. No, I'm sorry, Cody Kennedy did not make the grid as Cody Burke pulls over to let the field get by. The drivers who did not make the field: Brandon Anderson, Cody Kennedy, Jacob Morgan, Double D, and Bryson Bertrand did not make the grid. Remember, a lot of drivers will attempt to qualify, but only 36 make the grid. And it's pretty normal to see the numbers we're seeing tonight. Daytona, we saw 62 drivers attempt to qualify. All right, can you imagine 62 drivers taken to the track at Daytona? It would redefine the phrase "the big one." I think that would just be known as the biggest one. Here they come, out of turn 4, pace car dives to pit road. Kirk Marble, Patrick Pieper have the front row. Into the restart zone, the green flag flies. They are underway in Michigan. Pieper gets a great start, shoots out front, jumps to the high side for corner entry. Remember, we saw a lot of these guys getting loose on cold tires and on worn tires. So far, so good, no problems. Kirk Marble has a big run coming through 3 and 4. He may get it here, goes to the high side. Pieper slams the door. And Patrick Pieper will lead lap 1. Now keep an eye back behind Cody Burke, who had to drop to the tail end of the field. Remember, he has had to do that a bunch. He has had 5 wins since he started having to drop to the back. We'll keep an eye on how quickly he gets to the front, already up to 32nd. And they were getting a bit wild just ahead of him They were briefly 3 wide. Kirk Marble has lost a little bit of ground, as has Patrick Pieper. Chad Ragsdale now has the lead. John Nichols has the fastest lap so far, currently in second. And John Nichols on the high side gets the nose ahead. Who's it going to be at the line? It is going to be Nichols this time. Battle back behind as Matthew Logan flies by Schreiner. Schreiner losing a little ground. They're 3 wide just ahead. 4 wide down the backstretch. They slide back to 3 wide for the moment. Jesse Gordon up there on the high side in the Batmobile as on the march. John Nichols loves the battle and going on behind him as Scooter Black is in a problem back behind. No caution yet. He has towed it in. See if we can see what happened with Scooter down into 3 and 4. Oh, he gets a little loose. A big loose out of turn 4 and a hard hit. Let's take a look at Scooter Black here. As you see him right in the middle of 3 and 4, he just starts wiggling, couldn't get it gathered up, and man, what a hit. Hopefully, he'll go to the infield care center. Jesse Gordon has claimed the lead. But Kirk Marble right back to his bumper. We're seeing a lot of movement throughout the top 10. We saw Kirk all the way back in 7 just a few laps ago. Craig Stuka, one of the rookies. Whoa! A couple of cars get squirrely out of 4. Craig Stuka, one of the rookies here tonight, up 3 spots into 10th. Right behind him in 11th, Brandon Jennings already up 5 spots. And what about Garrett Barber? Garrett started in 29th, already up to 19th, the biggest mover so far. And actually, I stand corrected. Alex Harper up 13 spots into 22nd. But look who's right behind him, currently in 23rd, is Cody Burke. Edmund Jones had a rough qualifying effort, started back in 30th, now to 25th. Ryan Caldwell having some problems off the start. He has dropped 12 spots into 26th. Brandon Jennings continues to march to the front in the 28 car. He's now up into 9th. Matthew Logan, we saw him making some moves earlier. Logan up 6 spots into 4th. But it is still Jesse Gordon and Kirk Marble on the up front. Now remember, last week was the first ever SMR race to go without a caution. Nashville Super Speedway put on one heck of a show. Will they be able to do it again here tonight? A big gaggle of cars fighting for position back behind. Garrett Korn in 10th, Dylan Schreiner in 11th. Richie Joplin, Brandon Jennings, Craig Stuka, all right in the... Whoa, Kirk! I'm sorry, that was Dylan that got all out of shape there. Down the back straightaway, still battling it out side by side. Kyle Reeder now up into 15th. And look who's gaining, Cody Burke now in 16th. Oh, we've got a slow car ahead. Look like Garrett Korn had a problem at a turn 4. He has suddenly lost 5 or 6 spots. About to lose another one to Burke. And Nicholas Johnson also on the march in the yellow car. He is already up 10 spots into 17th. Back behind, Alex Harper up 15 spots into 20th. Kirk Marble has assumed the lead. Jesse has slipped back to 4th. Patrick Pieper back up into 2nd. Tire wear is starting to come into play. Michigan is one of these tracks that has a tendency to eat the tires. Kirk Marble's fastest lap of 39.19. Last time by 40.60 as Pieper goes for the lead and Marble gets the wall. Seeing a lot of these guys up on the high line fighting to keep the car down without losing the back end. CJ Jeffries is also broken into the top 10. CJ now up 8 spots into 7th. As always, folks, if you have a favorite driver in the field, don't forget to drop in the comments. Let us know who you're cheering for. A lot of these drivers do listen in. Love to know their fans are cheering them on. As Patrick Pieper reclaims the lead. But don't look now, Matthew Logan in 2nd place. He wants it. Logan started back in 10th, has fought his way forward. CJ Jeffries now up into 6th. Nicholas Johnson is stalled about 17th. Garrett Korn slipped back to 16th as Garrett Barber and Harold Tucker are on pit road. Ryan, we're sad you weren't here tonight either, buddy. The field is definitely spread out a little bit, but everybody on track has somebody to battle with. As pit stops are underway. Scott Roney is on pit road. Jeremy Queener is in. Richie Ragsdale and Joshua Rudolph have both had problems. No caution yet. Let's take a look. Looks like coming out of turn 4 for Rudolph. Oh, it looks like Rudolph was avoiding Richie. See what happened? Oh, Ragsdale out of turn 4 smacks that outside wall. But keeps it out of the racing surface. A lot of drivers on pit road now. Over half the field has completed stops. Ragsdale is in. Kenny Rayner heads in second. Looks like Brian Wiggins headed in as well. Joshua Rudolph headed in. John Nichols has just completed his stop. Ryan, I would say that does make a bit of a difference. Ryan McDaniels couldn't make the race tonight because he's at the actual Michigan Speedway. Pit stops are cycling through. Just about everybody has been to pit road. Still about a half dozen cars on pit road at the moment. But only a handful of cars took 4 tires on that stop, and Kirk Marble currently in 7th is one of them. The big surprise, Cody Burke took 4 tires. Cody already up into 13th after having to drop to the tail end at the start of the race. Joshua Nichols now up into 13th after starting in 25th. We saw Matthew Logan moving forward quickly earlier on. He still holds on to 4th. Right behind 3rd place, Jesse Gordon. Scott Roney also took 4 tires on that stop. No, I'm sorry. The rookie Craig Stuka took 4 tires. Garrett Korn, who was having problems during that first run, took tires as well. Looks like Garrett Barber, Edmund Jones, and Matt Morrison all took tires. Further back, Lynn Marble, Alex Harper, Malachi Martin, Patrick Pieper, and Jeremy Queener took tires. Pieper lost a lot of ground. He has slipped all the way back to 29th. Kirk Marble out front continues to lead. CJ Jeffries half second back in second. John Nichols currently in third. Jesse Gordon in fourth. Don't look now, the Dominator is in fifth. Cody Burke has made his way from the tail end of the field to the top five. Jesse Gordon now back to fifth. Matthew Logan in sixth. Ryan Philbrick in seventh. Dylan Schreiner in eighth. Nicholas Johnson now up 10 spots into ninth. And Craig Stuka, the rookie, in 10th. Oh, things get a little tight. And caution is out for the first time. Caution is out for the first time, lap 24. Matt Morrison appears to have been involved. Let's see what happened. Coming down the back straightaway. Heads off into 3 and 4. Morrison there on the bottom. New paint scheme tonight, I might add. Oh, the car above gets loose, comes down into Matt. And Matt comes back up with traffic. Oh! Matt Morrison got tagged and limped it back, towed it to pit road. Alex Harper was the car that tagged him. He has been in, got the car repaired, and on his way back out. And it looks like most of this field is coming in to top off on fuel. Cody Burke will win the race off pit road and take the lead for the first time tonight. Well, as we mentioned, Cody qualified on the pole, but due to SMR rules, he had to drop to the tail end at the start of the race. It's taken him 26 laps to get back to the front. Obviously, Cody Burke having a slow night. Kirk Marble comes out in second. John Nichols, Garrett Korn right behind. Cody, it was just good to see you back out on track tonight, buddy. Hopefully we see you back on track again soon. Will you be joining us tomorrow night for Jones BS Racing? Just FYI, Austin Roscoff, as always, has dropped to pit road to top off. Looks like Joshua Rudolph taking a page out of his book. He is also back in. Everybody stacks back up for the restart. Cody Burke in control at the front. Kumon? Cody, I hope to see you back very soon, buddy. All right, here we go. Cody Burke in control. Pace car dives in. Green flag flies again at Michigan. Burke, the Dominator, away like a bullet. Kirk Marvel, whoa! They settled down a little bit. They tried to get 4 wide, back behind, settled back down to 2 wide, into 1 and 2. Oh, Big Rick, back straightaway. Caution is out. Joshua Nichols and Brandon Jennings involved. No telling who else. Let's see if we can see what brought the caution out this time. Brandon Jennings up there on the high side in the 28 car. Dylan Schreiner just ahead. And a lot of bumping. Lynn Marble gets a bump. It turns him up the track. See if we can get a look down from the blimp. Coming out of turn 2, Lynn in the 47 on the bottom. Lynn comes up, has a little bobble, and the car behind just bumps him a little bit, and most of the guys behind nowhere to go. Wow. Hey, thank you, Kumon. I've been doing this for, it'll be 5 years in September. Cody Burke chooses to stay out. Garrett Korn, Matthew Logan, Craig Stuka, and C.J. Jeffries now have the top 5. Jesse Gordon, Dylan Schreiner, Kyle Reeder, Kirk Marble, and now Edmund Jones moves into the top 10. Edmund had a terrible qualifying run. Qualified in 30th. And has not had a bunch of speed tonight. But it looks like strategy has helped him tremendously. Kirk Marble and Chad Ragsdale dropping back in to top off. Looks like these guys are getting about 17 to 19 laps on a tank of fuel. Everybody stacks back up side by side. Just shy of the halfway point. Does look like quite a few more drivers took 4 tires under that caution. You know what, folks? We haven't gotten loud yet tonight. So let's crank it up on the restart. When the green flag drops, I'm going to shut up and let you guys crank it up. Listen to all the horsepower these cars are putting out here in Michigan. All right, here we go. Out of turn 4, pace car dives to pit road. And the green flag is back in the air. Crank it up, y'all. You know what? Michigan is now my favorite track to crank it up at. And oh, we've got some banging back behind. Schreiner is in it. Caution is back out. Look like Dylan Schreiner and Matthew Logan. And I'm betting a few others got caught up behind. Let's take a quick look. Looking at Matthew Logan in that Wheaties car up on the high side. Coming out of turn 2, he gets loose. Schreiner gets loose. Schreiner would have cleared, but he got loose as well. Man, several close calls back behind. Ruskov just could not avoid it. Now, here's an interesting one. We're going to ride on board with Kyle Reeder. And I believe I saw him just barely avoid this. Now it looked like it all happened behind him. We talked about it earlier that these cars are really loose on cold tires, and once the tires get worn, they get loose all over again. Austin Ruskov, Matthew Logan, both have come to pit road. Joshua Nichols, Richie Ragsdale, Alex Harper, Lynn Marble, all still on pit road. They are rolling back out. Malachi Martin and Lynn Marble came out right after the green flag. Came very close to losing another lap on that restart, but managed to hold them off until the caution flew. All right, lights are back out on the pace car. They stack back up for the restart. Garrett Korn has the lead. Cody Burke has dropped back to 20th after his stop. Kirk Marble drops back into 18th. They've got some ground to make up here. Craig Stuka, the rookie, and C.J. Jeffries right behind. Nicholas Johnson is now up 22 spots. Kyle Reeder right next to him, up 11. And here we go. Pace car is in. And the green flag is out there underway once again just past the halfway point. Garrett Korn quickly shoots to the lead. C.J. Jeffries now up into third. Whoa, we've got one turning off the back. No caution. It was Ryan Caldwell. Keep an eye on that purple and yellow car. It's Caldwell on the high side, right behind Edmund Jones. A little bobble. Looked like he may have come down just a hair, but he does keep it out of the wall. Jesse Gordon has taken the lead. They will need at least one more stop as John Nichols just set the fastest lap. Nichols on the attack, now up into fourth. Nicholas Johnson up 21 spots into sixth. Edmund Jones up 23 spots into seventh. The other rookie, Brian Wiggins, up 16 spots into eighth. But that is changing by the moment as they battle ahead. Chad Ragsdale backed out of a 3-wide situation. Wow, they almost got 4 wide right behind. Dylan Schreier gets a big run out of 2, but nowhere to go. Jesse Gordon has got a little bit of space between him and CJ. Oh, we are going into turn 1, 4 wide. Oh, they settle back down into 3 wide for the moment. As Cody Burke tries to break back into the top 10. Chad Ragsdale leading that bottom line, trying to pull back up, Reeder up the middle. And a lot of these cars appear to be four-wheel drifting out of turn 4. Still 3 wide as they go back into 1 and 2. Cody Burke did manage to navigate his way back up into 10th. Kirk Marble, though, keeps moving forward as well, currently in 9th. And these guys are not letting up a bit out here. Somebody might want to remind them they got 20 to go. Looking down from the blimp. Oh, Kirk Marble gets the wall. Kirk losing a lot of ground. Kirk goes from the top 10, about 8th place, back to 17th. This track, you gotta keep the momentum. Holy cow! They were leaning on each other out of turn 4. Oh, Dylan gets a tap. What a save! And he manages to keep it out of the wall. What an amazing save by Dylan Schreiner. There is a guy leading. It's Jesse Gordon, CJ Jeffries, John Nichols, 2nd and 3rd. Garrett Korn now in 4th. Nicholas Johnson in 5th. Craig Stuka in 6th. Chad Ragsdale in 7th. Edmund Jones in 8th. The Dominator now in 9th. And Joshua Nichols is the first in. And caution! Caution is out! Harold Tucker, Alex Harper, and Brian Wiggins all involved. And ladies and gentlemen, this caution is perfectly timed. They are all within the fuel window. Let's take a look and see what happened. There's Alex Harper, who had been marching forward all night. Goes off. Oh! Looks like this started a little further back. Or rather, a little further forward. Brian Wiggins there in the middle as they come off into 1 and 2. Wiggins goes up the track. The car up top has nowhere to go. Wiggins gets turned down. Ouch. Take one more look at this incident from the blimp. I'm not sure if Brian got a bump from below, Things did get tight there. Oh, he almost touched the car below. Comes up the track. And there's the bang, and there is the boom. And it does appear most, if not all of the field, every lead lap car was on pit road. And the vast majority did take 4 tires. Chad Ragsdale did not. Matthew Logan did not. Joshua Rudolph also did not take tires, nor did Scott Roney back in 11th. Everybody else in the top 10 does have 4 fresh Goodyears on the car. Chad Ragsdale, Jesse Gordon will control the start here, but remember, Ragsdale in control of the start does not have fresh tires, nor does the car behind him. Matthew Logan could make things interesting for CJ Jeffries there on the inside behind Logan. And thank you, Cody Kennedy, for the sub, buddy. All right, here we go. Everybody stacked up, ready to go. Pace car ducks into pit road. Ragsdale in control. Green flag is in the air on the outside line as a checkup. And they've got a problem. Caution is back out. Patrick Pieper, Joshua Rudolph, Dylan Schreiner, Richie Joplin, Richie Ragsdale, all involved. Let's take a look at this one. Likely it started with that checkup on the outside line. Watch that outside line right off the bat. You'll see a little bit of a stack up. Here they are back behind. Cars already checking up. Looking at John Nichols on the high side, I believe the Dollar General car. There you see that outside line just does not get going. Looking at Richie Ragsdale back behind. You see the inside line here in a moment. They start going, but that entire inside line is checking up. Guys trying to duck low. Sometimes there's just nowhere to go. Chad Ragsdale and Matthew Logan will still have the front row. CJ Jeffries, Jesse Gordon will have the second row. Nicholas Johnson, John Nichols on the third row. Cody Burke, Garrett Korn on the fourth. Scott Roney and Kirk Marble round out the top 10. The interesting part of that restart is the fact that the outside line was led by guys on fresh tires. So not sure what happened. Could have been a driver in the wrong gear or could have spun his tires. I have to say, we saw last week, all these drivers went caution free at Nashville. If you missed that epic race, you can find it on our YouTube channel. Lights are out. Everybody's stacked up, ready to go. It'll be just over 10 to go when the green flag drops. We saw it get a bit crazy before this series of cautions. With 10 to go, things are going to get even wilder. Both drivers on the front row are on old tires. Here we go, down the front straightaway, and green flag flies again at Michigan. 10 laps to go. Top two quickly go single file, but what's it look like back behind? Kirk Marble has fought his way back up into the top 10. After losing a lot of ground earlier, kissing the wall at a 2, he is now back up into 7th. But don't look now, the Dominator is in 3rd. Chad Ragsdale has the lead, but remember, him and Jesse on old tires. Cody makes quick work of Jesse, has to back out to not get into Chad. Cody holds on to 3rd. Kirk Marble looks low. And CJ Jeffries going to the bottom. Kirk Marble now to 3rd. Cody slides down. And caution! Caution is out! Looks like Austin Ruskoff involved. Craig Stuka also caught up in it. All right, there's Roscoff back behind. Out of turn 4. Whoa! And the wrecking happens up ahead. There was that battle. Jeremy Queener was in a 3 wide. Queener goes ahead and shoves it in 4 wide, gets loose, snaps up into the wall. Comes down and a lot of drivers trying to avoid him. And a few who couldn't. There is an old saying in racing, if gap, car. Jeremy Queener lived by it. There was a gap there to make it 4 wide, so he put his car there. Chad Ragsdale, Jesse Gordon, Kirk Marble, Cody Burke, CJ Jeffries. The top 5, Nicholas Johnson, John Nichols, Matthew Logan, Garrett Korn, and Ryan Philbrick. The top 10, CJ Jeffries in 5th, up 10 spots. But Nicholas Johnson currently in 6th place, up 21 spots. I think at the moment, Nicholas Johnson is the biggest mover in the field. However, Edmund Jones is up 18 spots into 12th. Richie Ragsdale up 16 spots into 16th. Garrett Barber up 12 spots into 17th. Harold Tucker up 12 spots into 22nd. We will restart with 5 to go. As if things didn't get wild enough on that last restart. Remember, the top 2 are on old tires. Cody Burke, Kirk Marble both took fresh tires. At the same time, those two have been back and forth all night long. Here we go. Green flag is back in the air. 5 laps to go in Michigan. Ragsdale gets a good jump. Leads them off into 1 and 2. Back behind, already 3 wide. Patrick Pieper shoots the gap up the middle. Meanwhile, up front, the battle for the lead. Cody Burke goes to the bottom. Kirk Marble has it. Whoa! That got a little spicy. Jesse Gordon going back to the bottom. We're 3 wide for the lead. And Jesse sends it deep. Kirk has a big run. Jesse gets the wall. Kirk has nowhere. Oh, they wreck out of 2. Caution is out. A lot of cars caught up. Ryan Philbrick, Kirk Marble, Jesse Gordon. Holy cow, folks. And Cody Burke comes through unscathed. Watch this from the blimp. Heading off into turn 1, 3 wide. Jesse sends it deep, comes up the track. Kirk just nothing he could do. Bumps into him, bumps down into Ragsdale. Edmund Jones catches a piece of it. Wow. Watch Jesse Gordon's wild ride in the Batmobile. As we saw, he just slides up, gets a tap from Kirk. Jesse gets the wall, spins, gets hit again and again. Hope Jesse wasn't in VR. And don't look now, the Dominator has the lead. Nicholas Johnson now in second, up 25 spots. CJ Jeffries up 12 spots into third. John Nichols in fourth, Garrett Corn in fifth, Matthew Logan in sixth. David Farnan, we barely talked about tonight. Suddenly, when it counts, he is up here in seventh. Dylan Schreiner in eighth. Richie Ragsdale up 23 spots into ninth. And Kyle Reeder takes 10th. If anybody has any predictions for the end of this race, drop them in the comments now. We'll see if you're right. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube. We'll have the highlights from tonight's race out tomorrow afternoon, if not sooner. Lights are out. We'll get a green, white, checkered. They'll have 2 laps to settle this one. Cody Burke will be in control of the restart. Everybody in the top 10 on equal tires except Matthew Logan. He appears to be on old tires. Here they come through 3 and 4. Pace car says, I am out of here. He wants no part of this 2 laps. And here we go. Green flag is back in the air. They are down and away. 2 to go. Burke shoots out front quickly. CJ now looking for second. So far, only 2 wide back behind. They're going to come off turn 2, 3 wide back behind. CJ Jeffries, Nicholas Johnson battle for second, while Cody Burke pulls away. And here they come out of turn 4. The white flag flies one more time around. Single file through about the top 7. Reeder is shooting the gap. Nicholas Johnson has second. CJ in third. Burke already has a half-second lead. Garrett Korn and John Nichols battle back behind. And out of turn 4, Cody Burke gets his 11th win of the season. And on the last lap, Cody set the fastest lap of the night. Nicholas Johnson coming home in second. CJ Jeffries pulls off third. What a night. All right, let's talk to our top 3, starting with CJ. CJ, man, you come home on the podium tonight, but what a run after starting back in 15th to come home in 3rd, and especially that final restart. Things between you and Nicholas got a little spicy at times.
Yeah, we were in chat with each other, and we were trying to see what we could do to make a run on Cody, but it was a solid run. It's been a few weeks since I've drove these cars, so I'm glad I was able to bring it home. This car was wicked. It had some demons in it today, so I'm happy we were able to come home 3rd and try to make some ground back up in the points here. I think I'm in it for the long haul.
Well, you definitely did make up some ground, and man, that was a heck of a run there at the end, and I think the best way to catch Cody would be nitrous.
Yeah, I got to start cheating or something. Maybe I got to figure it out. Hit up Crash Bandicoot. Those race guys are pretty good over there, you know. So
they definitely are.
No, really thankful though that I missed that big wreck there with that last caution. I don't know how I missed it, but I was able to swing around, and that kind of saved the night. So thanks to everybody who supports me on this deal, and yeah, well, hopefully we're back next week.
Great job, buddy.
Hey, thank you.
Nicholas Johnson coming home in second. Nicholas, I'm double checking here, but I do believe you're the biggest mover of the night after starting back in 27th.
That's what I like to hear. Come on.
Yep, you definitely are, man. The next closest was Harold Tucker up 20 spots. That was one heck of a charge, and you managed to keep the car clean for most of the night.
Yeah, I got caught into something early or kind of mid-race on the backstretch, nowhere to go, and then still ended up 10th after that, so I was just definitely was not a fast car, but I think I had everything fall the right way for me to be up here.
You definitely did, and you definitely had one heck of a run tonight, man. That was quite a charge and quite a finish, man. Congratulations.
Thanks, appreciate it, Doug. Thanks for streaming this deal.
My pleasure, buddy. And finally, the Dominator. Cody, win number 11 this season.
Yeah, it wasn't an easy one though. I messed up at the beginning and didn't mean to take tires. But it all worked out. It's still hard to predict cautions here, and one wrong caution at one wrong time can really cost you a race.
I did wonder about that. I was surprised to see you take tires so early on, but everything fell back in your lap the way you needed it to.
Yeah, when the race started, I thought I unchecked tires, but I guess I didn't. Then wasn't really paying attention. Ended up taking them, but no, the cautions at the end kind of even up the field, so it all worked out.
And more importantly, you managed to avoid pretty much everything. I mean, you had a few close calls tonight.
Yeah, I just see I have 3 incident points and don't really remember what happened there, but yeah, there was a lot of close calls.
Oh man, a great job. Your 11th win of the season. You still keep your 50% win ratio, which is flat amazing, but another great race, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. We'll try again next week.
Yeah, he'll do it. Don't worry. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget, tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern, Jones BS Racing is back, and man, their season is off to a banger. You don't want to miss a single moment of that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody.